What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Drama Free Gaming. It is what it says, and it says what it is. This is End Time. Back on the mic. Happy 2025. We made it to the other side. And now, here we are, right? Just keeping at the grind, putting our heads down, hopefully working towards some goals. I don't say resolutions because I'm not a resolutions type of guy. That's just me. If that's something you do, cool, kudos, have fun with that. But I do want to talk to you guys about what I'm excited about now in 2025, not only as a gamer, but also as a family man, as a dad, as a grandfather to a beautiful little girl, my first granddaughter, and hopefully there will be many more that I'll be around to see and enjoy. Yeah, just 2025, man. I mean, I know we all kind of want to put the year prior behind us and get on with a new year, and it's almost like hitting the reset button, right? On gaming. Something's not going right, or we just want a do-over and we hit the reset button, and it's okay. It's okay to hit the reset button. And I wish there was a reset button in life in kind of sort of a way, because there's things that we wish we could all go back to and do differently. But I want you to just consider this, that if you would have done certain things differently, how drastically would they have changed your current life and your current situation? Maybe for the better, maybe for the worse. But all in all, I think we're here. And today, like I said, I just want to get on with it and share with you guys what I am looking forward to uh, in 2025. And it really kicked off for me with a visit. I had family over um, for the holidays, like many of you probably did. Hopefully you did. Um, and I had my oldest son come through. Shout out to Joshua. Um, and he made me laugh. The man made me laugh, and at the same time, he did me such a great favor. And I want to capture that thought here. He actually helped me to clean out my drawers. I have about like 8 drawers behind me on this setup. You guys will probably notice, if you've seen some of my prior videos, you hadn't seen kind of like this background. I rearranged before the family came through, and that screen back there where you see the punch out, that's punch out on the Wii. I had that set up over to where you see kind of sort of see the anime posters and a poster of Zelda. It's kind of dark back there. I'm sorry, I'm not all one for lighting or anything. But it was over there to the right side, my right, uh, looking at the camera actually. Anyways, you guys get the drift. And then my arcade, which is off right now. I didn't want to turn it on. I didn't want to generate any more heat. And then right behind me here is where I have my main 55-inch LG OLED TV, which I've had for several years. And I have my gaming systems on there. I have my Xbox all the way in the back. I have the monolith is back there. A couple of headphones. I have right next to it on the dock the Stream Deck, the OLED Stream Deck, and then right next to me here I have the PS5. Here are the controllers for the PS VR2, and my headset you'll see right above my head on top of the arcade. That's one of my headsets. That's a PS VR2. Anyways, all of that to say that it was a monumental effort for me to move this desk where I'm sitting at right now. And it was only moving it so that it faced in an opposite direction so that I can get the view that I got now. But I didn't do it for that. I did it because I wanted to make room. I already purchased it. It's already on the way. I'm going to be picking up another machine. And I'll get to that when I get to that, when it arrives and all that good stuff. Um, but that machine I got more for myself, to get myself motivated to start moving my body again. Um, I've been on a carnivore diet about 95%. I can't say I've been 100% carnivore, but I've been doing it for about 6 months now. So I decided to start it in 2024, and I started it because I needed my nutrition to change, and I felt like, I was going through a rough patch of time there, to where I really was suffering with anxiety, suffering with PTSD, the whole nine yards. I'm not ashamed to say that. Uh, just to say that, if you struggle with stuff like that, you know how it feels. And I was there, and it was affecting me, body, mind, spirit, soul, relational wise. I just, got to the point where I even went to go. Uh, I didn't go, I did it through video and whatnot. Like almost every appointment is done today. Anyways, that's beside the point. I don't want to get sidetracked. But yeah, was went through that whole process, and hung with it for a couple of months, to be honest with you guys. And I just didn't feel like it was really addressing anything in my life. Like, I just felt numb to things. And so fast forwarding, changed my diet. The carnivore diet was something that I came across. I'll talk to you guys about that another time, but it has changed my life. And like I said, not hardcore. I haven't done 100%, but you might say 95%. Um, and it just changed my mood. It changed my metabolism. It changed my energy. And so here I am on the other side of it. Thankfully, thank God, that I'm no longer, dealing with anxiety and depression, and all that other stuff. I'm chill. And for the last 6 months, after I dropped from 200 and almost 60 pounds that I was weighing, I'm only 5'10. Um, I dropped down, and I've remained at and between 240 and 235. Now, I've been lighter in the past, but it's been through a lot of work, a lot of other diets, and quite frankly, just not eating and all this other stuff, that I'm not gonna get into. And maybe one day I'll share with you my journey and my experience with all that other stuff, and maybe it'll help you out. But that to say that for the last 6 months that I've been on this carnivore diet, I've maintained without exercising. Okay. I haven't done any exercise, no lifting weights, no running, no bike, no nothing. Just eating, just changing my diet. And I've maintained effortlessly the weight at 240, and sometimes I'll fluctuate between 240 to 235. And it hasn't changed for the last 6 months. So I'm excited about that, guys, because for the first time, I think, in my life, I've actually got a diet down right. And I hate to use the word diet; it's a bad four-letter word. but but it's a way of living, right? It's a habit that you form that is for your good. And I'll use the word diet. How to change my diet? It's working for me. And again, I'm doing it effortlessly, which is what I wanted. I wanted something that I didn't have to be, planning all these meals and buying specific this and buying specific that, not being able to afford it, because stuff is not cheap out there, guys. You know that. But anyways, fast forward, that's a change that happened. And when my son came, along with his wife, the other family came through. uh he came into the room here. We were just talking and whatnot. I don't know how. Yeah, I know how he got to it. He saw that I was rearranging. I had moved this desk. I had moved this one here just a couple of feet over. It's actually in its original position, just over like about a foot and a half, just to slide the big old arcade behind me over, just so that I can put my retro setup there where I have it now, and then leave that other space open. And he saw that I was cleaning out, cleaning out my drawers. And what did I have in my drawers? Guys, I had become my dad. Now, my dad hasn't been with me. He's passed away decades ago. As a matter of fact, I'm older than him now. As far as like at the age that he died, I'm 50. And he died before he hit 50. But anyways, I had become my dad. And my dad used to have this big old box. He actually had several of them that he would keep in a closet in our apartment up in New York. And it was either a box, I'm talking about just a cardboard box, or a milk crate, or a combination of both, where he would throw every last screw, nut, bolt, cable, you name it, tool. And yeah, I growing up, I saw him go to his toolbox just to grab things sometimes when he was tinkering with an antenna. You guys who are old enough will know, like back in the days, they used to sell the actual antennas that you could pick up like HBO. That was back in the days. I'm talking about when you could just like connect that antenna to your TV, usually a CRT TV, and you could hook it up outside your window, on top of your roof, whatever, wherever you lived. I lived in the projects. Um, and you would see HBO. And so now everything's through subscription. So you ain't trying to, you can't get nothing with no antenna. You'd be lucky if you get public TV. But anyways, he had that box full of stuff. And I became him in the sense that, man, every last cable that I would come across, HDMI cable, analog cable, mic cable, USB-C, you name it, man. I had so many cables. And it was just because every time you purchase something, it comes sometimes packed in with one or two cables. And I just found myself like, hey, I ain't gonna throw it out. Perfectly good cable. And I had put them, organized them in Ziploc bags. So, to me, I was like, yo, it's neat. It's, if ever I need to grab a USB or this and that or whatever, I know where to find that, go into my drawers. But honestly, guys, it was cluttered as heck. Like the 8 drawers I had here, there was probably one that was like legit clean. The other ones were just full of cables and knickknacks and like SD card readers and all this other stuff. And it was just ridiculous, man. But I didn't see it that way. And so I was meticulously going through, and every time I grabbed a Ziploc bag full of cables, I'm looking at it, I'm like, and in my mind, I'm thinking, am I gonna need this? What if this happens, or what if that, or what if I need, and the process, it was almost like an analysis paralysis. You've ever been there where you're just like, you start thinking about the what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if I need this in the future and I get rid of it now and I don't have it later? And we get ourselves wound up, guys. We get ourselves just, this whole, it's fear. Like we create scenarios and we want to try to be so prepared for everything. And there ain't nothing wrong with being prepared, guys. Ain't nothing wrong with being prepared. As a matter of fact, you've heard it said, I've read it and heard it many a times. If you fail to plan, you've just planned to fail. You have to have a goal. You have to have a purpose. There has to be a rhyme and a reason. You just can't fly by the seat of your pants. You just can't wing it. You just can't see, oh, I'm going to see how things turn out. You can't do that in life. You can't. I mean, not for the important things, not for the future of your family, not for the future of your marriage, not for the future of your relationship, not for the future of your kids, your grandkids. I mean, Whether you like it or not, the clock is ticking. Whether you like it or not, time waits for no man, for no woman, for no child. And so, you know, we gotta stop. We gotta stop. And I'm glad that my son, he gave me probably the best Christmas gift this year in 2024. And that was, not only did he help me to get rid of all of those unnecessary, because I don't have no need for them. I got my setup all done. Like, I don't need an extra cable. I don't need an extra, adapter to anything. If I need it, guess what? I'll go pick it up. That's it. That's it. And apply it, and I'm done with it. No clutter, no mess, no hoarding. I mean, guys, I had an aunt um who owned properties plural. She owned several houses in an apartment complex up in Brighton Beach, in the Brighton Beach area in New York. And you guys who are from New York, you know that that's the money area. I mean, you had people of influence and affluence up there. And Brighton Beach, Delancey, that area up there. And she had money. You couldn't tell that she had money just because of her appearance and whatnot. Like, she ain't carry herself with no pompous attitude. She was better than anybody or whatnot. Not even with us, man. She was really gracious and loving and all that good stuff. But what I want to tell you with that is that she told, she once was talking, I don't know if she was talking to my mom or whatever it was, but I remember her, saying, you can't receive anything with a clenched fist. Let me let that settle in. You can't receive anything without with a clenched fist, with your hand closed. And we hold on to things, man. I hold on to things sometimes so tight. And I'm a man of faith. All right. I'm a Christian man. I believe and serve Jesus Christ. He's my Lord. That's my God. All right. Um, and I talk about faith, and I try to exercise faith in my life. Again, not blind faith, but real faith, informed faith, knowing that I'm powerless unless God gives me the strength to carry on. That I don't know everything, that I am not in control of everything, and that I have to look to Him on a daily. That I have to gather people around me that are gonna be there for my good and for the good of my family, and that's just real, guys. That's just being real. And you know we hold on to things, man. We hold on to things sometimes so tight that by holding on to those things, because we don't want to lose those things, whether that's people, places, or things, we can't receive. We cannot receive anything else that life has to give us, that our God up above has already planned and purpose to give us, because we holding on. We holding on to this moment. We're holding on to this thing. We're holding on to whatever it is, man. You fill in the blank, you know, whatever that may be, pleasing others, you know, not wanting to quote disappoint others. So you live in your life for somebody else. That's a no-go. No, that's a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? And then this is with everything, man. I mean, I just picked that one out of my head, because I know it's a big issue and a big problem for a lot of people. I can't be anchored down and weighed down by people, places, and things. If people, places, and things are not in my life to help me move forward, I got to reevaluate. I got to reassess. And it ain't mean that I'm going to disown somebody or whatever, but I just got to let it be known. And I first got to be honest with me. You got to be honest with you guys. And so, you know, cleaning out drawers. Next thing you knew, I was laughing, and I was just in the beginning I was, let me tell you, I was a bit stressed because I was like, dang, I'm throwing away all these cables. But as the drawers kept emptying out and I kept throwing, and I had more stuff in there. Let me not just say cables. I had other trash in there that I was going to use, all right? But I had it there. And as I was getting rid of it, getting rid of it, at the end, when I took that last bag out, because we took out like, I don't know, like 2 bags, 2 trash bags full of stuff. I mean, I'm telling you, I had more than cables. I had like stands for the monitors that I got hooked up in front of me right now that I was never gonna use. But I just kept them because, oh, what if? Threw all that stuff away. And once I got rid of and another thing, I had boxes galore, like empty boxes for like, for my graphics card, for my motherboard, for like, I had all these boxes like stacking in my closet upstairs because I didn't have no more room down here. Went upstairs and got rid of them. Some of you are probably like, oh my God, why you gonna do that? What if one day you're gonna sell it? That was my mindset. My mindset was like, oh, what if one day I want to sell it? I'm gonna put it in a box and it'll be more appealing. Man, and more power to you. If you got the space, like I've been watching this Nintendo room tour from somebody that put it out like for their 2020 room tour. Dude, it look, they got like this whole basement laid out wall to wall with boxes and games and trinkets, and it's dope. I enjoy it. But I don't got that space. I don't have that space, and I'm not interested. I don't want I don't want clutter like that in my life. I like to have things, and I got a lot of stuff in this room, but now I got less because again, got rid of that stuff. I'm not holding on to it no more. And when I got rid of that stuff, guys, this is what I want to get to. When I got rid of it and start getting rid of those boxes, I felt like the elephant on my chest just lifted off of. Have you ever felt that when you have just something that's on you, weighing on you, when you finally get it off your chest, you just feel like a brand new person, man. The world looks brighter. The future looks better. Your present is amazing. You feel the surge of energy and excitement. And man, I was just like, this is amazing. I hadn't felt that relief and that just letting go and emptying out, and now my drawers are clean. And that sounds stupid, but there's no clutter, there's no mess. And what's the trick now? Not to go backwards, not to start hoarding again and holding on to things and stowing it away, right? No, I don't want to do that. So I got to be conscious that I don't fall back into that pattern. And that again, beloved, that's the whole planning. You gotta have a plan, and not just a dream, not just a wish, not just a hope. You got to have a plan. If you don't sit down with your spouse, with your loved one, with yourself, if it's just you, if you ain't got a plan, you're going to fail. It's like aiming at nothing. You're going to hit it 100% of the time because you're just drifting. I was telling my other son, when we choose one thing, we are denying ourselves of the other. Hear what I'm saying? When you choose something or someone, or you choose a path, or you make a decision about obtaining this or whatever it may be, you are in essence denying yourself of something else. That's life. It's decisions. Decisions from the moment that you wake up, you got to make the decision. Am I going to get up? Some of you guys think you on autopilot. You ain't on autopilot. You have consciously made the decision to the point where you're just operating on that you're doing is non-negotiable. I get up in the morning and I go brush my teeth and I go take a shower and I shave and I get clean and I go to work. That's not autopilot. That's out of necessity, and you've made the commitment and you stuck to it. Now it's habit. You just do it. You just do it. And so what are other areas in our life that could become just as habitual? Something that we do that we got to be mindful of. It's not that you tone out and you space out. There are seasons and times where we're going to put our head down and we're going to do what we need to do, right? I mean, we ain't got no other choice. Life is going to suck for a minute. You know, that minute might be a month, 2 months, 6 months, but you're going to put your head down and get to work and do what you need to do, right? In order to get to where you need to get by the grace of God, to do better for you, to do better for your fam, to do better for your kids, to do better for your grandkids. That's just real. You know this. You don't need me to preach to you about this, but I'm preaching to you anyways. I'm preaching to me. And I'm happy and I'm excited, and that's why I wanted to capture it on this channel, because drama-free gaming is not just, and I always wanted it to be not just about gaming, but about life. It's life. Life is gonna bring you trials and tribs. Life is going to bring you problems. Life is going to be challenging. Life is going to have pitfalls. Life is going to bring you stupid things and people and all this other nonsense and whatnot. But you know what? The only person that you and I can control is ourselves. And we have a hard enough time doing that sometimes. Sometimes we get into ruts and we just go off the deep end and go, you know what? Forget this. I'm just gonna go and then we do things that hurt us, whether that be financially, whether that be relational, whether that be spiritual, you name it, you've been there. You know what I'm talking about. You can take inventory. You can probably make a whole list of all the times that you've literally just done it to yourself. You've been your own worst enemy. You've been your own worst nightmare. Not government, not the people, not this, not you yourself. You. I know, because I've lived in this flesh and I've lived half a century. And by the grace of God, I'm still here. I'm not even trying to figure it out. I'm just asking my God, my Lord, Christ, just help me. Help me on a daily. Help me. Help me because I want to lead. I want to be ahead of the game. I don't want to be the tail. I don't want to be in the back row. I don't want to see life pass me by. I don't want opportunities that are laid out in front of me that I can reach out and grab. I don't want those things to pass me by. I don't want those things to pass you by. Love it. I really don't. You know? And gaming is great. I mean, gaming brought me to some dark times, but gaming has also been a light in my life, a time where I've met people, a time where I've enjoyed myself, a time where I would get together with friends in each other's apartment homes, and we would play Street Fighter 2 Turbo Edition, and or we would have EA NHL hockey tournaments, or we would do the same thing with Madden, and we had a great time doing those things. We had fun. That was our childhood, you know? But I don't want life to pass us by. And how am I gonna reach forth to the things that I know are before me, and I can grasp. I can see them and I can grasp them. I'm not gonna be able to do that if I'm holding on tight to my current circumstance and my current situation. Stop. Just stop. Be honest with yourself. you know? And don't be ashamed. You didn't waste time. It just took time for it to settle in. Cleaned out my drawers, I threw out boxes, but it was deeper than that. It cleaned out the clutter of my thinking. It cleaned out the clutter of just my, in a sense, my emotional state. I felt lighter. I could see things, and I was open to hearing my oldest talk to me about, you know, what was my future gonna look like? What would happen if something happened to me, and where would my wife be? Did I have that situated? Did I have that in order? Was there a plan in place? What about if it was the other way around, and something happened to my wife and I'm on my own now? Like, I could hold down the fort, but I'd be a lonely man. Like my son said, you become a hermit. I say, yeah, I'll probably be here on this mic 24/7. I don't know. I don't even want to say that I don't want to think about it, because I actually have to think about it. You got to think about it. And not when you 50, not when you 40. Now, today, where you're at in this moment, whether you are in the prime of your life in perfect health, or things ain't going so right. Now's the moment. Now's the time. Don't waste another second on the drama of this life, the nonsense of people. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just refuse. It's easy. Take a step back and bounce. Bounce off into a corner, and get yourself alone with the people who are really in your corner. Get back, I would say, as again, as a man of God, get back into that space where you can get alone with God. Just lay it at his feet. Be reminded how limited you are, how fragile you are, how dependent you are, and yet how much you're loved, not only by Christ, but by those around you. And you're needed. I'm needed. And it was a wake up call for me. And I didn't wait another second, where, my son laid it out for me. And I thank God for him, because growing up, I used to tell my kids, don't be like me, be better than me. And my kids are already better than me. They already better than me. I thank God for that. And he laid it out for me, and he ain't tell me what to do. He just encouraged me. And you know what? I'm on fire now. I'm excited. I sat down with my wife, and we just sat down. We took a good hard look at our circumstance. I mean, now I'm speaking specifically about finances. And why am I sharing this? Because I mean, look at the video. You might not see too much. It's kind of dark in here, but everything that I got here, I got throughout the years. And for those of you guys who are hobbyists or collectors, or what, I'm not a collector. I'm a hobbyist. But the stuff that I got is not cheap, and it's been work. And a lot of times it's most of the time, not even gonna lie, most of the time is getting things, you know, on credit, and then paying it off. And the only reason why we get stuff on credit, you know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because we don't want to delay gratification. We want it yesterday. So we go back to how I started. We failed to plan. So in essence, we're planning to fail. And we rather get something on credit and get it now, and then wind up paying twice as much, 3 times as much over a period of time. But you know what? It's out of sight, out of mind. So it really don't matter, right? It does. It does matter because you're stealing from your present and you're stealing from your future instead of planning, right? Instead of looking at it and saying, you know what? I can wait and I can plan this out and I can set this aside. And once you set it aside and you plan it out and you get that thing that you want or whatever it may be, it's paid in the clear, in full. You ain't paying additional interest fees, interest fees and all that other stuff. That's all there to punish you. Think of it as a constant reminder that, oh, you want it now? Okay. You can have it now, but you gonna pay extra. We gonna keep you on lockdown. And then you become the slave to that because every time you get paid, a chunk of your hard earned income got to go to that bill. And when you start looking at the bill and you're like, oh, all I gotta pay is, $50 is the minimum. I got that. Nah, they got you. They got you. Cause you pay the minimum $50 and by the time they done taking their cut, you got probably like 26, $27 of that going towards your actual balance. So think about that, beloved. Think about it. That's how they just get you in the trap. Been there, done that. Not no more. We getting out of it. And that's what that led to, this cleaning out these drawers and rearranging this room and having this talk and starting off the year with just that sense of purpose and meaning, getting our affairs in order. And I don't know what tomorrow holds. I got hopes and dreams and desires, beloved, just like you. I would love for, me to be able to get behind this mic and share more talks like this and more time like this with you. And yeah, sometimes talk about games, but other times talk about life. And for it to be again of encouragement to you, and not just to make you feel good, but to spur you to action, to remind you that you ain't doing life alone. You're not alone. Ain't nobody in this world alone. We're not built that way. We're not wired that way. Anybody telling you otherwise is fooling themselves. We are built for fellowship. We're built to to be there for one another, to help one another out. So why don't we focus on that while we pursue gaming and enjoy gaming? I mean, look in the background. I got that punch out going on the Wii. I love it, man. I mean, I think I've shared with you guys here. I got a small little hard copy collection of Wii and Wii U games on a Wii U system that I got set up back there. The same with the Switch, the same with um my what's the other system that I got, my Xbox 360, the same with my OG Xbox. You know, it puts a smile on my face, man. I got more than enough games to play. You got more than enough games to play. We don't need to go out buying no more games, people. Get focused. Get focused. And work on that backlog and work on the things that need our attention, that need your attention. Work on those things. You're not gonna regret it. I think that's a good spot to leave this. Work on those things that need your attention. It's there. It ain't going nowhere. What better time than the present? What better time than now? Put the work in. Come into agreement with your loved one, with your spouse, whoever that may be, and then share it. Share it with others. Share it in the comments. I don't know how many people are gonna come across this video and hear me rambling for 40 minutes about this. But if you're one of those individuals, man, I would love to hear what you got going on in this year moving forward. You know, talk to me. Let me know. Do you have to clean out your drawers? Do you have to get rid of stuff that you're holding on to so tight, like clenched fist, that you can't receive because your hands have to be open in order for you to receive? I don't want to live life like this, holding on to things and thinking about the what ifs, the what ifs, the what ifs. No, I'm going to lay down my plan. I'm going to lay it out as best as I can. But guess what? I know, as a man of faith, and I'm going to let you know this, that we can plan, but Almighty God knows what's best for us. And even if we don't understand, or we may not see it in the moment, you just got to trust and believe that He works out all things for our good. So, beloved, I'm going to catch you on the next one. Stay safe, do well, and as always, keep your gaming and your life drama free. Thank you for hanging out. God bless you. Catch you on the next one.